And we're blessed to have Bob Maldonado in front of us today, bringing us some good news.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back here again. Sometimes when you do a talk, you don't know if you're going to be asked to come back. So I never take anything for granted, right? So let's start with prayer. Close your eyes. O living, infinite God, present in the body of Jesus in us all, manifest yourself in the trueness of your glory, in the sovereign power of your light, and in the omniscience of your wisdom during this year. Lord, you make all things new. You bring hope alive in our hearts and cause our spirits to be born again. Thank you for this new year and for all the potential that it holds. Come and kindle in us a mighty flame so that in our time many will see the wonders of God and live forever to praise your glorious name. Amen.
Amen.
My talk this morning is something that's really very dear to me, and it's titled Being in Your Personal Power and Embracing the Challenges of the New Decade, right? And I'm going to share with you what we can expect to see in the year 2020 and offer some suggestions about how we can deal with the changes, because this year is a very powerful year, and how we can deal with the changes is by standing in our personal power. And every year, what I do, using multiple sources, I study the energies at play in the year. And it is my belief and experience that by knowing and working with these energies, that we can bring in more health, peace, and well-being in our life, and also success and prosperity. The analogy I'm going to use here is that if you were to go on a trip to a foreign country, if you were going to take a cruise somewhere, you'd want to know where you were going, right? You'd want to know a little bit about what to expect. At least you'd have some idea so you can plan. Well, this is pretty much the same idea here. And what I would like to say up front is that regardless of your beliefs, the energies coming in this year will play out in each one of our lives in one way or another. Okay. And let's consider the possibility that all of us have signed up, I call it contracted, to come here, right, to be here at a specific time, in a specific culture, specific society, and a specific family. And that we came here to be here. And there's no coincidences in the universe, there's no accidents. And with that said, what we're doing here is this year we're acknowledging to ourselves and recommitting to our purpose on this planet by acknowledging that, the fact that we're here. We have a purpose, we're here to do something. And it will help us embrace the new year with hope and confidence. I like the song of Frank Sinatra's High Hopes. That fits for this year. We have to have that confidence and trust that it's going to be a good year for us. Okay. The year 2020 begins the start of a new decade. Now, we saw in the last decade, from 2010 to 2019, it wasn't all doom and gloom, but I will say this, there were some very disturbing trends, and we've seen that. Some of these trends were out of control, human-made climate change, right? We saw wildfires, floods, hurricanes, the melting of the poles, along with the destruction of the forest. We saw the collapse of the old political system, the Trump administration and impeachment, the wars in Syria and Afghanistan, the rise of dictators, nationalism, competition, contests, discrimination, inequality, violence, and I can go on and on and on. The nature of those energies, if I were to summarize it, the nature of those energies was it was very masculine, aggressive, and controlling. And unfortunately, this is going to continue throughout at least 2024 when it's supposedly going to level off, right? And I guess what I would say is that, and we've all been there, is from our experiences, at least from my experience, it was that we were really out of balance, right? You could feel it. We were really out of balance in a big way, and it probably feels that way for most of us even right now. The good news is that in the next decade, we're going to be evolving. Humanity's going to be evolving. Each one of us is going to be evolving towards more equality, peace, and balance. It's going to be cooperation and not control. It's going to be reconciliation and not divisiveness. We're going to see more mutual respect and compassion, for one another. In short, what's happening here, it's kind of interesting, is we're bringing in the divine feminine. The divine feminine energy is coming back to bring more balance and wholeness. And it's kind of an interesting new evolutionary, I call it new evolutionary trajectory for humanity. There was a caption I saw that summarized this, kind of interesting. It says, the caption was, we are going from the third dimension, our dimension, controlled by the 1% and obsessive individualism, to the fifth dimension of unity, community, collaboration, creativity, and new ways of politics and ecology, driven by the discontent and frustration of the 99%. And that's right. So people are really fed up and they want freedom, right? What was happening is we've been giving away our power for too long. It's a different path this year for all of us. And it really begins with us. That's the message. It really begins with us. And we have to look at the environment we're in and understand that it begins from within, and what we perceive is from within. And so we have to do the work, really have to look at that. I want to share a couple of voices. I thought was very interesting. A couple of voices from beyond that give us a perspective as to what the year is going to bring. And here's one. It said, the upcoming year is going to be powerful and filled with many events, both positive and negative. Polarizations will reach a boiling point, emerging into conflict that leads to resolution. It will be a year of rebalancing and realignment. Spiritually, 2020 is going to be a strong year, a positive year for the spiritual community and for your spiritual work. It is important for all spiritual workers, us here, to hold onto and develop our own personal power during this time of realignment and rebalancing. All those who hold the power will be given a seat at the table, which means that you, all of us, as spiritual light workers and healers, are going to have greater influence in 2020. Here's another voice. Another voice said this: this will be a year unlike any other. You will be entering a powerful period of change that will affect the physical, material circumstances of your lives in many unexpected ways. Be open to these changes. Stay calm, aligned, and positive in your focus. Remember to hold your center point in the light and refuse to be moved by fear, lower energies, or emotions. Set the intention to align with your highest levels of guidance in order to receive support in the spiritual, emotional, and mental realms. Personally, for all of us, 2020 is going to be a year of diligence, devotion, and completion. And by that I mean it's a year of incredible change in which all your spiritual efforts, all the work that you've been doing, all that hard work and devotion is going to yield incredible results, both physically, spiritually, and financially. This is huge. So in other words, the energies coming in are supporting whatever we're doing and whatever we want to manifest. So you can see how important it is to stay in that positive energy, right? And to work with your guidance, your higher self. It's really going to be a new beginning. So anything you want to create is going to be created. You're going to have to relinquish control of your environment. And you're going to have to turn it over to spirit, trusting that whatever it is that you need, you're going to get. It's really important. And I say that because I have to caution even myself. You can't control your environment, but you can control how you react to it. It's really important. So you want to be in that center point. You want to be aligned with that truth, with trusting and being grounded in that. You're going to need to be in your personal power this year. If not, the energies are going to smack you. I mean, that's how strong the energies are. You have to be in your personal power. Okay, and we'll talk more about that. 2020 is an energetic reset. Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel strange. In fact, especially a lot of us I know are very sensitive to the energies. We're sensitive, we're empaths. We're very sensitive to everything around us. And so don't be alarmed if you feel a little bit off kilter, kind of like you're going through some sort of initiation. You know, we've all been through initiations, you know how that felt, right? A little nervous. That's okay, just tune into those energies. That's just the nature of the energy. It's almost like the other day I had an experience on my computer where the factory installed computer automatically shifted to a new software program. It almost drove me nuts because I couldn't figure out how to get back to the old program, but it was a message. The message was the old factory installed program is not working anymore. And then you have a new software program that's in you. And that's the new program you want to be aligned with this year. Okay? You're being reset, you're being reinitiated this year. Okay? And I caution myself because many people don't want to hear that initiation because it has that ring of, oh God, I have to try out for the Navy SEALs or Marines. No, it's not like anything like that. Don't worry about that. We must be grounded in the energies this year. If you're not grounded, you're gonna feel yourself a little off. Okay, grounded means your feet are on the floor, grounded into the earth, and you're connecting with the earth energies and bringing those energies up. The way I do it typically is I bring in the light through my crown chakra, through my third eye, and I bring it into the heart. So I'm bringing that light into the heart, and then what happens in the heart, it converts itself into pure heart love. And I send that energy down into the earth, and then I bring it back into the heart. So I'm sending Mother Earth the energy, and I'm bringing it in, the light from the cosmic, from spirit, into my heart. It's an energy that this year, the energies require us to be in the heart, so we need to be centered in the heart. And one thing I do want to say, and this is really important, is the need in 2020 to keep your spiritual focus and connect with your brothers and sisters in unity and mutual support. Here at, for instance, this is a wonderful family here at the Unity Eastern Shore because you mutually support each other, you're there for each other as a family. And that's more important this year than ever. It really is. I was in Georgia talking to some folks recently, and I would say maybe 80% of them sitting around the table had no support group other than their families, immediate families. But they didn't really have like-minded souls that could gather to worship or to share their concerns. They didn't have that. So it's a year for being in groups, spiritually aligned groups, being together. I want to say this before we get into the personal side. Personal power is a major theme this year, and this is may scare you a little bit, is profound, unexpected change. There's going to be a lot of change, not only around you, but going on within you. And that's good. What we want to do is we want to acknowledge the change, we want to be open to the change, and that is what we call holding your personal power, is you're moving with the change, you're acknowledging it, and recognizing it for what it is. You're going through the shifts, you're going through changes, okay? You are the surfer, I call it, you are the surfer in an ocean of big waves of duality, which is third dimension, and waves of oneness, which is fifth dimension, okay? And so that requires, if you're gonna stay on that wave, or you're waving, the wave is the energies, if you're gonna stay on that surfboard, you really have to discern what's third duality and what's oneness. And hopefully you're in oneness, but you're also in the duality, so you have to sort of balance that a little bit, right? What did Jesus say? He says, be in the world, but not of the world, right? That takes a lot of flexibility, adaptability, and it takes a lot of faith, okay? Now, I've already shared with you a little bit about what the year is all about, or at least what the energies are going to be like, and how it's going to affect you personally. I want to just briefly talk about how do you stand in your personal power as it relates to your true purpose, and how do you navigate these energies this year. And I want to start off with this. I'd like to invite you to all close your eyes for a moment, okay? And I'm going to set an intention. And I want to set an intention because it's so important for us to do this. And the intention, and you can say this to yourself a few times, and I'm going to repeat it, is the intention is as follows. It's with a clear mind and open heart, I move forward boldly and with zeal into this new beginning in my personal power. With a clear mind and open heart, I move forward boldly and with zeal into this new beginning in my personal power. Then you can go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready. Personal power is not an attempt to maneuver or control over others. It's not about power over, which we see a lot right now. You know, look around you, we see a lot of power over others, and that's not what it is. It's a natural, healthy striving for love, satisfaction, and meaning in one's interpersonal life. Okay? It's power with love. And this power represents movement towards self-realization and transcendent goals in life. Its primary aim, and this is really interesting, its primary aim is mastery of self. Mastery of self, not mastery of others or manipulating or controlling others. It's power with love. And it really comes down to, for me anyway, it comes down to loving yourself. When you love yourself, you're in that energy, you're in that heart energy, okay? It is based on competence, vision, positive personal qualities, and service. And when it's manifested externally, it is more generous, creative, and humane than any other forms of power. Okay, so with that said, here are some suggestions for being in your personal power. Okay, number one, and I have to remind myself of this all the time, is take responsibility for your own awareness, your behavior, and everything that you experience. The times of projection, blaming, feeling sorry for yourself, don't go there. Okay, that's lower energy, low vibrations. That's not taking responsibility. We'll get into that in a moment. Taking responsibility. When you take responsibility, you're taking your power and you're acknowledging, and this is really interesting, life does not happen to you, right? Life is what you see that's happening for you. Life happens for you. So every experience is valuable. We don't judge it. It's for you. It's like your soul saying, okay, I need this experience, right? Life is giving me something. And you make the choice. And the choice is you can choose how you respond to that, right? How you respond is how you create your life. And someone once explained to me, it may be in a situation where you're frustrated with somebody, or things aren't going your way, or someone says something to you and you don't like it, bite your tongue. Maybe that's what we need to do this year, is bite our tongue a little bit more, right? And don't take it personal, and sort of don't react to it. Is hold it in, kind of like the analogy of the Pillsbury Doughboy, kind of put the finger in the stomach. What does he do? He doesn't send your finger back. He just kind of binds with it, right? He lets the finger go in. So it's really a matter of acknowledging that, and also recognizing that when you take responsibility, what you're doing is you're raising your vibration. You're raising your consciousness and your vibration, which is affecting the morphogenic field, the energy field around you, and those around you. Taking responsibility not just affects you, it affects everybody, okay? And the consequences of that are huge. Secondly, and this is really another reminder for myself, is take the time to look at yourself in the mirror. In other words, look at your patterns, look at what you're doing. We all carry a mask, or it seems like a wall around us, right? We don't want people to see certain things, our shadow side. And don't escape. In other words, don't get into the energy of forcing yourself to look at doubt. Don't be self-doubting all the time. Don't be guilty. Don't criticize yourself. And I say that because I know I do that. I've done that a lot in my life. And when you hear statements like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not looking good enough, you're doubting yourself, okay? You don't want to criticize yourself. You don't want to condemn yourself. And basically what we're saying here is time to fall in love with yourself again. And you have your image, your self-image of who you are. Fall in love with yourself. I mean, that's a huge thing to say, but it is important. And bring in the energy of the heart, right? So what you're doing is you're standing in the strength of the I am that I am, and taking back power into your hearts. This year, the energy is one of the heart, is being in the heart and loving yourself, especially this year. Next is really important, take care of yourself first. Now that may seem like sacrilege, right, when I say that. This is a major shift here, folks. It's a major paradigm shift, because part of our conditioning is to take care of others, right? And that's important, but we take care of ourselves first to take care of others. The energy coming in this year is saying basically, the most important person in the world is you. Not your neighbor, not your family, it's you. So taking care of yourself is really owning your power, because you're coming from a position of strength and clarity, whereupon assistance to others flows from your love, not a sense of duty, right? And this is kind of the backwards, sort of like the saying, love your neighbor as yourself, right? Well, love yourself first, and you can give more, okay? The highest level of consciousness corresponds to owning your power and not giving it away in exchange for anything, having to reclaim it later on, okay? And forget, and this is important as well, dismiss what other people say about you. Just throw it out. Because if you're worried about what they're saying, or what they're thinking about you, you're not going to be in your truth, you're not going to be in your power. You're going to be waiting for an acceptance, or somebody to say you're great, or give you some compliment. Don't go there. Don't stand in that energy, because it's a lower energy, okay? Be in the higher frequency. Be confident, trust everything's okay. And if you have to say your truth, or you have to speak your truth, and they don't like it, it's their issue. It's not yours. Okay? Eckhart Tolle once said that. He says, don't be in a specific role, or for anybody. He says, just be a healing presence and allow that energy to go out. And if the others don't accept that, which they probably won't in all cases, then it's their issue. Let them work on it. You're giving them permission to work on their issue. Make an effort, and this is really important, make an effort to apply spiritual practices to your daily life. And I will say it 3 times. I'm going to say it 3 times. Meditation, meditation, meditation. That's the way to do it. That's how you're going to navigate this year, is going within yourself, connecting with spirit, meditating, prayer, but connecting with yourself and tuning into the divine that way. Yogananda used to call it self-realization, is connecting with God through the experience of meditation. And this is as important, is allow yourself to express your power. Being powerful is safe, knowing that you're expressing it with love. Everybody knows who Marianne Williamson is, right? Or what? She's still around. Marianne Williamson said this. She said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And a quote from Scripture, one of my favorite quotes of Scripture, is in the book of Timothy, chapter 7, 2 Timothy. And it says, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. We're getting towards the end here. Another message from Spirit that came through. This is very interesting. And this is what Spirit said. You must begin to see yourselves as bodies of energy that are receiving everything you need in order to heal and grow. And when you are growing and healing, there is often pain and discomfort. Remember that you are the ones who must be taking care of yourselves, so that you may do the important work you have come to the earth to accomplish. We are speaking about your work, your choice to spread the light, to spread love, and the other high frequency energies all around you, so that the remainder of humanity can then choose to transform themselves from the inside outward, just as you have done. You are the anchors, meaning us. We are the anchors. You are the very ones doing the majority of the heavy lifting. And if you don't take care of yourselves, then who will? So important for this year, especially with these energies. Practice deep gratitude. We all know that the frequency of gratitude puts you right into the heart and allows you to open to areas that you couldn't possibly imagine. It's also a place, an energy of higher creativity and service. It's amazing. Yeah, I like to be around people who are grateful, saying thank you all the time. Or, don't you? I mean, the energy is, you can feel it. The energy is different. When you're grateful, the energy, and not only that, when you're, it's like the law of attraction. You're out in gratitude, you're going to get things. You're going to, not for selfish reasons, but you're going to be attracting things into your awareness, and that's what we want. Finally, and I say this again because I mentioned it earlier, is keep your spiritual focus and connect with like-minded brothers and sisters in unity, mutual support and fellowship, and lean on each other, and of course your network for strength and support. You have a network established here, and we rise by lifting others up. So in conclusion, let us all embrace the challenges and opportunities of this new year. I just want to say something about the new year. I don't know if you're into astrology, but this year we have six eclipses, through 2 solar and 4 moon eclipses, lunar eclipses. Go figure. And that's a lot of energy that's out there, okay? Not to mention the outer planets are aligning with the inner planets, first time in almost 300 years. And so there's going to be a lot of things happening. So just be aware of all these different energies. Just navigate it, be in it, enjoy it. Don't be in fear. Get rid of fear. Fear is not going to help you, okay? I wish all of you, of course, much success and prosperity on your journey. And I just want to say one thing before I get into meditation. I do have a packet for, extra packets out there, which they're about 20 pages long. It has all kinds of information about the year. So feel free to take one with you, okay? It's a lot of stuff in there, but I like to share it because I think it's valuable, all right? And now that let's get into the meditation, right? Okay. We'll go ahead and close our eyes. And with your eyes closed, become aware of your breathing. Don't change your breath in any way. Just become aware of it. Feel your inhales and your exhales. Just feel that rhythm of the inhales and the exhales. Find that rhythm of breathing that's very comfortable to you. And as you breathe in those gentle inhales and exhales, let each inhale and exhale become more relaxed than before. And now, become aware of your heart chakra, which is located beneath your sternum. And really feel unconditional love in your heart. Feel unconditional love in your heart. And now when you're ready, on the next inhale, breathe in earth energies from below and into your heart chakra. And holding your breath momentarily, and then as you exhale, letting this unconditional love from your heart flow into your body, into the cells, the organs, and bones of your body. And really feel this unconditional love showering your body. On the next inhale, visualize this time a bright stream of loving, cosmic, celestial energy coming from above through your crown chakra and into your heart. Hold it momentarily, and then as you exhale, send this unconditional love from your heart into your body. On the next inhale, you're going to visualize this bright, loving energy is being drawn from the earth and the celestial above in a combined stream into your heart, filling it. And as you exhale, feel that loving energy leaving the heart and going into your body. Again, as you inhale, visualize that bright, loving energy is being drawn from the earth and the celestial above, simultaneously flowing in a combined stream into your heart, filling it. Only this time as you exhale, that loving energy, send it to everyone present in this room. And now, we are going to call in 2020. And imagine a circle. And imagine yourself inside this circle. And everybody in this congregation is holding that space for you. A circle of light surrounds you. And just breathe into that for a moment. Really feel that circle of light that's surrounding you. Call in everything you hope to create in your life in 2020. You create your life. You can create changes that you want. Imagine that there are no barriers, nothing slowing you down or stopping you. Imagine that you are the magician and your fingers are your wands and you're creating anything you want. You could imagine stability, abundance, groundedness, and the earth beneath you. You could imagine your favorite natural setting, the ocean or mountains, fields or forests. Just feel that space. What is it that you want to create? See all forms of abundance coming to you. Imagine a happy and healthy home. Relationships, creativity, prosperity. Imagine generosity and love coming from you and to you. Feel faith, trust, and loyalty, and see yourself doing your work, the work that you're meant to do, and finding whatever you want in whatever form it takes. See all your dreams and goals manifested, coming true and to fruition. And say to yourself these words: I am that I am. I love myself and everything that I am doing in my life. 2020 will be a great and blessed year for me. And now we'll just spend a few moments in silence, resting in the perfect love of Jesus, his unquestioning love, gentle and all powerful. slowly, gently bring our focus back to our bodies, the chair and the room. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.